All right, let's get you settled in. We're about to start a quiet journey into the human mind. Tonight, we're just going to gently explore some of the biggest ideas in psychology, all wrapped up in a soothing little explainer that's absolutely perfect for winding down. I think this thought from Paul Valery is the perfect place to start. You know, what he's really saying is that psychology isn't about discovering some strange, far-off concepts. Nope. It's about seeing our own familiar lives, our thoughts, our feelings, our habits, through a completely new and honestly fascinating lens. So, what is this lens exactly? Well, at its heart, psychology is the science that tries to answer the biggest questions, right? Why do we do the things we do? What's driving our decisions, our emotions, our little habits? It's really the story of, well, us. So, for our first stop on this journey, we're going to go deep inside, into those hidden, often mysterious parts of the mind that really come alive right as we begin to dream. Just think about it for a second. Most of what makes you, your deepest hopes, your fears, those gut feelings, it's all operating just beneath the surface. It's silently shaping your every move without you even realizing it. And that right there, that's the realm of the unconscious. Two great explorers were really the first to start mapping this inner world. You had Sigmund Freud, the father of psychoanalysis. He basically proposed that our unconscious is like a vault, holding on to our earliest, most powerful memories that drive us in ways we just don't understand. Then his student, Carl Jung, he took this idea even further. He suggested we all share a collective unconscious, a much deeper layer filled with universal symbols and stories. He called them archetypes. Things like the hero, the shadow, the wise old guide, ideas that pop up in myths and dreams in every culture all over the world.
It's a great way to think about it, right? Our conscious mind, the part we're aware of every day, is just the tip of the iceberg. But the really powerful, unseen forces deep below the surface, all those unconscious thoughts and memories, that's what's truly steering the ship.
Okay, so we've been in the deep, hidden currents of the mind. Now let's come up for air a bit and look at the structure of our thinking. How does this incredibly complex machine of a mind actually get built from the ground up? And the story here, well, it kind of starts like a fairy tale. Once upon a time, there was a Swiss psychologist named Jean Piaget, and he watched children not as little imperfect adults, but as these brilliant builders. He realized they were actually constructing their understanding of the world, one piece at a time. And what Piaget figured out, and this was just brilliant, is that our minds grow in these really distinct stages. We don't just know less than adults, we think in a completely different way. We start by learning through touch and taste, then we learn symbols and language. After that, we start to grasp real-world logic, like how a tall, skinny glass can hold the same amount of water as a short, wide one. And then finally, we can think about abstract ideas like justice or infinity. It's this beautiful, ordered construction. But here's the thing, right? We don't build these minds of ours all alone in a vacuum. We're surrounded by other people. So now, let's turn our attention to the outside world and see how it takes the mind we've built and shapes it into the person we become. So one of the most powerful shaping forces out there was really nailed down by a guy named B.F. Skinner. He called it operant conditioning. And the idea is super simple when you break it down. Behaviors that get rewarded tend to happen again, and behaviors that get punished, well, they tend to disappear. It's a fundamental law of how we learn. And once you see it, trust me, you start to see it absolutely everywhere. It's that satisfying little chime you get for completing a task on an app. It's that annoying beep that reminds you to close the fridge door. It's like this quiet, invisible hand just constantly nudging our behavior in small, predictable ways all day long. But that's not the whole story, is it? It's not just about direct rewards and punishments. A psychologist named Albert Bandura showed that we are also incredible mimics. We learn so much just by observing, by watching a parent, a friend, or even a character on a screen. And maybe those deep, unconscious needs we have for connection are what make us so eager to watch and learn from others in the first place. Learning is totally a social act. Okay, so we've taken this little journey, haven't we? We went into the unconscious, we watched how our thoughts get built, and we've seen how the world shapes us. Now, let's bring all these big ideas back home, to our own lives. So you might be wondering, okay, that's all interesting, but why does any of this actually matter for me? Well, because these concepts are basically tools. They help us understand ourselves better. They give us a framework for improving our relationships, for handling stress, and for having just a little more compassion for why people, ourselves included, do the things they do.
And this right here, this really gets to the absolute heart of it all. So much of the frustration we feel with other people, and even with ourselves, it just comes from a simple misunderstanding. We're not all seeing the same world. If you can just take a moment to try and see through someone else's eyes, to understand their unique point of view, their behavior suddenly starts to make a whole lot more sense.
And that's the ultimate question, isn't it? This knowledge isn't just for a textbook, it's practical wisdom. It's stuff that can help you become a kinder, more patient, and more understanding person.
So as you let all these ideas just settle, and you feel yourself beginning to drift, just consider this. What part of your own mind will you explore tonight? The deep oceans of the unconscious, or maybe a memory from long ago? Your mind is this whole world of its own, just waiting for you. Sleep well.